Welcome to all of you on the brand new episode of Solo Leveling. So today we are going to talk about episode number 8 of Solo Leveling. So far we saw Jinwoo and Jinwoo together make a contact where Jinwoo goes to that and finished his daily workout. After completing the task, Jinwoo gets a red key as a reward, goes to the given location, and uses this key to open the dungeons. And it is only after going inside that he comes face to face with a three-headed beast born here. But he was almost on the verge of death, but somehow he was able to kill this monster. Succeeds, then takes us to a bad man who is. I was sitting and having a meeting when suddenly that bad guy gave that guy 2 billion bonanza and says, "I beg you take this money and kill them all too." That guy says, "I don't want money. There are not only bad people in the dungeons, they have hunters too. I don't need this money. Bad payment even after I have joined the service team of Hunter Association. Can you tell? Maybe that's why I did it, because I enjoy killing people more than Munster after this." We are taken to the dojo of Mr. Song, who, together with Shahane, was practicing, but due to having one hand, Mr. Song lost this training battle. Shahane leaves and says, "Don't be disappointed, coach, you still fight very well." Mr. Song says, "Stop joking with this bad guy right now. I can tell that you were easy on me," Shaheen says. "If you had your other hand," so maybe Mr. Song says that enough months have passed since that incident. When all is done, then suddenly Mr. Sun gets a call asking him to go to the jungle. Coach says, "Are you really not going to retire?" Mr. Song says to retire. "Anyway, I don't have much life left to live. I want to spend it as much as I can. Want to help the world, but I'm lucky enough to have someone like you, the hunter of rank, as my student." Shahan says, "I may be of S rank, but my skills are still weak." Mr. Song was going to a D rank dungeon today. While going with Mr., he thinks that I am a table. I have been practicing my sorting skills for years. I've been working hard on it, but it's of no use inside the dungeons. After all, why did a sportsman like me get the power of a mace? Maybe this is the reason behind it? There must be some reason why Mr. Song was heading towards D-rank danger. Suddenly, they notice someone like Jinwoo. Mr. Song says, "Just a minute. Is it really you, Jinwoo?" Jinwoo is also very happy to see Mr. Song here. It was more of a surprise. Mr. Song says, "I didn't even recognize you. Just a little. You have changed so much in months. I can't even think about it." "Your leg was amputated, Jin. Here," he says with a smile. "When I regained consciousness when I came, I saw that my leg was absolutely fine. I too have no idea how it happened." Mr. Song also laughs here and says that this is impossible, but I am very happy. I am sure you are absolutely safe. If a young man like you has a leg like this, if it gets damaged, your whole life will be ruined. After that, we will have to see. We get to see the rest of the party members also coming in front of the danger. These party members were from the same day when they went inside the double dungeons here. Juhai was also here. Seeing Jinwoo, tears start coming out of Juhai's eyes. Jinwoo. There was a lot of surprise here too, but then Jinwoo noticed. It was only after looking up and at Mr. Kim that Jinwoo remembered that day. Juhai comes and says, "Is it really you, Jinwoo? You have changed so much." So Jinwoo couldn't recognize you. Here he smiles and says, "Forgive me, but I got late." Juhai asks, "What are you doing these days, Jinwoo?" "I tried to find you a lot." "And how did you suddenly become so tall? You probably find it very difficult to walk because of your amputated leg." "It might have been a minute, but your leg, finally what happened to you?" Jinwoo, he says that even I don't know it properly. While both of them were talking, suddenly some prisoners come there, and we see 3 prisoners here. One of them, the prisoner says, "Hey, brother, look at those 2 boys and girls. Are they also hunters these days? Have you started dating someone else, but then a guy comes from behind and says he is yours? Don't keep your mouth shut. This is not your picnic. After this," she tells prisoner Juhai, "I am very excited to work with you." No one understands anything here. Don't understand what the criminals are doing here. Then suddenly a guy from the Hunter Association comes here and asks Mr. Sun about it. We get to know that these 3 men were professional criminals who were involved in this raid. They were going to take part so that their punishment could be reduced, the girl says. "But you guys have no need to worry, Mr. Kang Taeshik of the Hunter Association today. All the prisoners who are going to take part in this raid are of C rank and Mr. Kang is B." Jinam is of rank here and tells Juhai, "Juhi, I think for today's rate, you should step back. I don't feel good about it, Juhai asks. But what will you do? Jinwoo says. I am going, so Juhai is also here. She says, okay, then I will also go. Everyone is here to go inside the dungeons. Mr. Song gets ready and says in his mind that we should go to the dungeons with those people. Maybe it is written in my destiny to go inside the dungeons. After going inside the dungeons, the handcuffs of prisoners are opened by Mr. Kang of Hunter Association. Mr. Song comes over and introduces himself, and at the same time, he also said that there is no need to worry about these prisoners. And in the end, he also asks Mr. Sun to lead the team. Song asks Jinwoo over here. By the way, Jinwoo, doesn't you care about being my leader? You don't mind? Jinwoo says no. I don't have any problem, that's why. Suddenly, Mr. Song leans in front of Jinwoo and says to me once, thank you for trusting me again. Jinwoo, that day, because of me, 11 people died and 6 people were saved. Only because of you. I failed to protect everyone. Whatever. Jinwoo says, I thank you on behalf of all those who saved me from Ranjin. Oh no. Stop, Mr. Song. There is no need for this. After this, Mr. Song, let's ask Mr. Kim. Don't you have any problem with me being the leader? Kim says, do whatever you want. After this, they all enter inside the dungeons. As soon as they enter the danger zone, many goblins attack them, but those prisoners were killing them very easily. When suddenly Mr. Song, a goblin, attacks from behind, but Mr. Song fends off it very well. But while Mr. Song is handling the goblin behind him, then suddenly 2 more goblins come from the other side, but Mr. Song, he also handles them very well. On the other hand, here Mr. Kim, I was getting a little bored after seeing everything. Mr. Sun calls Mr. Kim here. Kim, what happened to you? Do you have so much courage and you think of yourself as a source map? Says so, you still run your order on people? But here, Mr. Song says to end this matter here. Hey brother, leave it. Leave it. For now, we work together. All those who were left that day are together today. By the way, Jinwoo, looking at you, it seems that you have improved a lot, because now you have a weapon in your hands. You look completely different. Jinwoo here smiles and says, is it really? Juhai says yes. Jinwoo, right now, I never had to heal you, even once. Are you martial these days? Are you studying arts? Jinwoo says here, no, I don't do martial arts these days. I am doing a little exercise, Mr. Song, here in my mind. I say this was said jokingly, but it's not just his face. It's his aura too, very different from before. Is it really the same Jinwoo as before, and weak and scared? I used to live there. And on the other side, Juhai looks at her and it seems that she is still struggling. I think she's going to retire soon. They all move forward, only then. Those people, 3 different routes come in front. Mr. Kang divides everyone into teams of 3. Mr. Sun calls for division. Mr. Kang agrees here. Jinwoo was going to go to the right side with the prisoners. Here he had his sensory. After using the skill, Jinwoo asks Mr. Song, why Mr. Song? Nah, we go to the left. Mr. Sun says yes here, but Jinwoo here, I was able to notice a little difference in Mr. Kang's behavior here on the left. Because the boss was on this side. After this, we went to Mr. Kang and those prisoners. Those prisoners who are taken away were playing their roles very well. Prisoners say they are just goblins. They are nothing to us, Mr. Kang, here in my mind. I say that goblins are the weakest monsters. That's why even the weakest hunter can kill them. But due to their trickery, sometimes it becomes a little difficult to kill them. And in the same way, to handle human. Children also. It is very difficult, but even a child can kill another person. There is no difference between a human being and a monster. Mr. Kang is here suddenly. Prisoners are asked whether you people can kill children. Business people say this. What kind of question was that? Mr. Cook says yes. I know this is a very strange question. Yes. But now you have to fight with 100 children prisoners. Say, hey, all this, stop talking nonsense. This is a dungeon. What will the children do here? Mr. Kang says. Children, they are very hungry, so maybe they will attack you. And I want to know whether you people can kill children or not. Only then one of them prisoner says yes. Why can't we kill children, call them, Mr. Kang. To survive, you will have to kill whoever comes in front of you, and when we win, we go out of these dungeons, we will report to you all about the goblins. After this, we are taken to Mr. Kim and his partner, and both of them together were handling the goblins very easily, But here, Mr. Kim, the incident of that day, was still revolving in his mind. Mr. Kim was here in his mind. It is said that I always used to call Jinwoo the weakest hunter. But this is completely true. Not true. After this, Mr. Kim tells his fellow boy about the rate of these dungeons. Later, I will apologize to Jinwoo for what we did that day to save our lives. We ran away from there, and since then, it has been bothering me. We are all hunters, there is a stigma on me. Even if he doesn't forgive me, it won't help. I know he will. He won't accept my apology, but I will still apologize to Jinwoo. The second boy says that we have very little time. Let us move ahead here. There are only 2 of you, so be a little careful as they explore the jungle, and they get to see something dangerous, which they have to see. After his eyes remain wide open, we get to see here Mr. Kang is killing those 3 prisoners. Seeing all this, they are standing in anger. Let's go. Mr. Kang was very excited to see both of them here. After this, they understand that the passageways of these dungeons are connected to each other. But even after this, Mr. Kang does not stop. He takes out his dagger and very brutally Mr. Kang cuts that prisoner's throat and says it. Looks like a boss room lift. It's good that I didn't have to search. But because of you both, there are going to be some changes in the plan. After this, he takes us to Jinwoo. All 3 were moving ahead on their way, but then Jinwoo suddenly saw some danger. Jinwoo comes to his senses and says, "Everyone, we have to return back," which way all 3 of them are. They start going back the same way they came from, but then Jinwoo notices something, and in the blink of an eye, we get to see Mr. Kang with his dagger. Jinwoo and Juhai's work was almost done here, but Jinwoo catches his hand, seeing Jinwoo block his attack. Mr. Kang was very shocked. He couldn't understand that finally someone was here for him. How can it be level? Mr. Kang comes here to his attack post, and it is said that your instincts are much better than any other boy of mine. Can't block attacks like that. I wanted to kill that girl first because he is a healer, and he doesn't know how to fight. But because of you, I feel there will have to be changes in my plans again. But whatever happens, you all are here today, and you are going to die just like those people Mr. Sun is. Very nervous, here they go and say, "What are the association people trying to do with us?" Hey Jinum looks back and sees that Mr. Kim is also there. We are taken to Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim lives in his home, recalling his wife and children. Mr. Kim's wife says, "Honey, can't you quit this hunter job?" But then Mr. Kim says, "No other work will give us 2 meals a day," says Mr. Kim's wife sometimes. "I fear that someday they will bring your dead body to our house. We'll bring but here." Mr. Kim was not ready to listen anything. After this, Mr. Kim's wife says, "Okay then, but our elder son next year, middle, about to go to school, and our second child is about to start kindergarten. I shouldn't have told you about this." Mr. Kim understands here that what words was his wife trying to say. After this, we got to know about Mr. Kim's meeting with him. Son's conversation is narrated. Mr. Kim's son says, "Daddy, you are 100. When I told my friends why, they were very amazed. This means you are much stronger than the other father." Mr. Kim says, "Yes. I definitely remember that I can defeat even Munster," Mr. Kim's son would say laughingly. "I knew that my dad was the strongest." After this, Mr. Kim started thinking in his mind. "My mind says that one of the thousands has emerged as a hunter and is standing on the shoulders of a hunter. I have a lot of responsibilities. I am also a hunter, and I know that one of my family is my wife and my children too. So I can't die today. No, I can't die today." Here we get to see that there is blood all around. Mr. Kim Jinwoo was very excited to see this. After this, Jinwoo says, "Juhai, as soon as possible, Mr. Heal Kim," who immediately starts healing Mr. Kim here. But after this, Mr. Kim says there is no use in it. "I lost a lot of blood, Daeojin." He says, "Today you have to stay alive. You are talking about your family think that no matter what happens, you have to stay alive today, so that I can hate you." Mr. Kim then says, "Please forgive me, Jinwoo. I never wanted to apologize to you this way. I bowed my head, then I wanted to apologize in front of you. But if I bow down now, then maybe I will die, Jinwoo. You forgive me, really? You forgive me?" After saying this, after Mr. Kim dies, Jin angrily asks, "Finally, why did you do this?" Mr. Kang says, "What do you know about it now? Let me tell you. It was exactly like the natural disaster I thought I would say. A bunch of goblins have killed them all. But now I have told an even better story. I thought you would first want to hear about these prisoners, who are trying to escape. These people killed all of you. And while I was showing my carelessness, they people ran away from me, and because I'm a B-rock hunter, they started fighting against me. There is nothing, so I kill them all and get out of the jungle. How did it feel? Story. Don't you think people will believe about it easily, Jinwoo here? He gets very angry. But Mr. Song stops Jinwoo and says, "Hey Jinwoo, you can't win against this, leave it to me." Mr. Sun over here, they take advantage of Mr. Kim and say in their mind that if my professor is of B rank, then Seer's skills will be of no use against him. And on top of that, he is an ass-on, so I am against him. I won't be able to match the speed, but his defense will be weak according to me. If I fight him in close combat, then maybe I have a chance. After that, Mr. he says to Juhai, "Juhai, use your buff on me. Here, immediately use yours." Buff is used with the help of which Mr. Song's physical ability is enhanced here. Let's go. Mr. Song says that for a mess. Buff is of no use. On the contrary, it is drains energy. But right now, I am after taking the source map sort. Get ready to take your dagger straight at Kang. Mr. attacks Sun, and their weapons collide with each other. Kang says mage hunters are weak against Asan hunters. So you chose a sword. Good decision taken, but in the end you are a table. Your physical ability. If he is at most a rank, then what will you do with Assad? But it is seen that Mr. Song applies full force with his sword and sees he cuts Kane in two. But in reality, it was an illusion of Kane shortly thereafter. We get to see Kang here in the clutches of Mr. Song. Kang has come out and says that you are really fast, and that girl has praised you. Also used the word above, but looks like you already know how to use a sword, Jin. He was also keeping an eye on the fight between those two, and he said something in his mind. For seconds, Mr. Song would have almost caught him if he had a little more speed. Perhaps some work could have been done. Mr. Song would have been ready once again to attack him, but this time also Kang dodged that attack very easily. Hi, Kane says, "Now I understand why you chose the sword, but you can't move forward." We get to see in the blink of an eye Kang shoots Mr. and attacks Mr. Song, and Mr. Song starts bleeding from his arms. But after this, Juhai once again heals Mr. Song, and seeing this, Kang becomes even more unconscious. Kang starts getting more unconscious, and here the first thing to do is to get Juhai out of his way. He decides to move quickly towards Juhai, Mr. Song. Here to save Juhai, they attack Kang from behind. But here, Kang was also very clever. He quickly turned back and with his dagger. Kang blocks his way and says, "Looking at you, it doesn't look like you are any ordinary." Mr. Song says you are a swordsman, but I don't think so by looking at me. But I am a case rank. I train hunter. My body may not support me, but when it comes to my technique, then you can't beat me, mister, with your sword once again. Attack him quickly with the help of but once again use your illusion magic. After using it, he leaves from there, and in the blink of an eye, he attacks Mr. Sang once. Mr. Song attacks again here with the help of his sword and somehow can block attacks, but it doesn't do much good here. Continuously attacks Mr. Sun at full speed, one after the other. Blood starts oozing continuously from every part of Mr. Song's body. Kane later says that if you had been a little stronger, you might have won, but here I am of higher rank than you. Whatever you do, a hunter, an assassin at any time. Seeing Mr. Song in an injured condition, Juhai decides to get closer to him. She tries, but Mr. Song forbids Juhai to come closer. After this, Kang slowly comes forward and says, "Looks like you found out that you can't win in front of me. Well then, I'll give you a painless death." Kang Hai was about to use his dagger to kill Mr. Song. Suddenly, Mr. Song uses his magical abilities on the ground, and surprisingly, Kang gets caught in their trap and gives us a huge bang. But after a few seconds, we get to see here, Mr. Kang is absolutely safe. Kang says, "So you can tell me about your magical ability." Wanted to trap you. Well, if I tell the truth, it wasn't that bad. Just as Kang was about to launch his last attack, Jin, he comes in between with a dagger and blocks Kang's dagger very easily. Everyone here was very excited to see Jinwoo in the middle. Kang says you are once again in my way. After all, you are what Jinwoo says. My name is Sung Jinwoo, and I'm an E-ranked hunter. The gang laughs here. What E-rank are you kidding me? Yes, I agree. A power type E. It may be possible for a rank hunter, but looking at you, it doesn't seem like you. You are a common boy, You blocked my attack twice regarding this. Are you also mine? Like you're a bounty hunter. Or maybe you're hiding your abilities. Are you someone? You are a false ranker. No, you cannot be a false ranker. There are people who think so. If I know you very well, then there can be only one answer to this. You have got power again, haven't you? After listening to Rye-Awakening, both Mr. Song and Ju-Hai, Kang becomes very fond of this. And after this, he says more, and seeing that it seems that it hasn't been long since you got power again. Whatever it is, it seems to be looking at you. You are very experienced in this, so being your senior, it is my duty. I'd better teach you a good lesson, then Kang will use his second dagger. Mr. Song told Ju-Hai to buff him. He will get revenge. The weapons clash at high speed. He avoided his attack just in time and got sliced in return. The supervisor realizes that Ju-Hai is going to be a nuisance. As he changes his target, Mr. Song intercepts him. Looks like this is gonna be harder than he initially thought. Getting serious. He sliced him in multiple spots. A surge of magical energy engulfs the ground. Did he manage to defeat him? Sung Jinwoo parried his attack. In that moment, he asked his true identity. Jinwoo said that he's an E rank, but that couldn't possibly be true. There's only one conclusion. He's been reawakened. Jinwoo confronted him about the killing. He claims that he's not doing this for fun. He's doing it to get revenge for a father who lost his daughter due to the prisoners. However, Jinwoo don't believe his words as his face is painted with killing intent. Their weapons clashed once again. He said it's a pity that he will die with his victims, which caused him to be taken aback. He has finally gone insane. Only specks of light can be seen from their collision. They're evenly matched. Ju-Hee continues to support Jinwoo. He threw a dagger at Ju-Hai, but got stopped by Mr. Song. This made Jinwoo let his guard down. Suddenly, a notification pops out. Now he has to kill him or he'll die. Sounds of metal hitting each other echoed throughout the cave. Jinwoo activated his skill and becomes faster. He got cut by the dagger, but looks like Jinwoo wasn't the only one hiding his skills. He suddenly disappeared. Jinwoo got sliced, but by using the system's perks, he healed in an instant. A blue flame lit inside of Jinwoo. One of his emotions died. In an instant, he went on the offensive. He quickly followed up by numerous attacks, but it got nullified. Jinwoo obtained a new skill. The supervisor is plunged into darkness. This is the true power of the player, sang Jinwoo. He lost the fight. Before passing, he asked about his identity. Sang Jinwoo told him he's a hunter that grows strong from each fight. As he pulls out his dagger, he finds out that he can obtain his skill. When the guild employees arrive to the situation, after hearing the report, he asks, who killed your supervisor? Mr. Song claimed that it was him, but it's peculiar since there's no way a C rank can beat a B rank hunter. But that's only the possible conclusion. When night falls, Ju-Hai and Jin went for a walk. She expresses her affection towards him. He always gave it his all, despite being weak, unlike her. So she's retiring. He'll invite her if they meet again. And after that, Ju-Hee says with a smile, yes, I am retiring from the job of a hunter. And then Ju-Hai says laughingly, she is going to the place where her parents live whenever he reaches that place. He calls her and she will get him Susie's treatment. And after hearing this, Jinwoo also agrees, and then Ju-Hai says, okay, with a sweet smile. And after this, Ju-Hai leaves from there. She goes, and Jinwoo now thinks in his mind that now he has another reason to become powerful, because he has to defeat Hang Dong-hyu. And after this, we see the scene of the next day in which Jinwoo, who is there, looks at Jinwoo. In a way says, with a look, what is going on here? And then we see people who have brought with them many hunters who have hunting licenses, but they are not going to go on the hunt. And then Jinwoo's eyes. Seeing a girl, he says to Jinwoo, what is this girl doing here? And after hearing this, the girl goes crazy. And then Gino says that no one has become such a person that she can rate with such manners. Can't participate. And then that girl says to Jinwoo, I am a full-flagged hunter. You understand? And then Jinwoo says to that girl, you are a high schooler, and you don't have any rated experience. So it means you are an E rank hunter. And then Jino is leaving from there and says anyway, it doesn't matter, because only I and Jinwoo are going to enter inside the danger. And after that, Jino tells everyone that this is the danger of Siran. I and Jin will take care of it themselves. You just have to stand outside. But according to the law, at least 10 members are required to open the C-rank gate. That is why we called you, and after hearing this, all the members are there. They go together, and the one who is Jino is going to give 3 million rupees of sand to all of them. But they should not tell this to anyone, on which all the people agree, and the one who is their Jino. He is also wearing a very fancy dress for this rate, which Jin makes him drop just by touching it. And after that, Jinwoo and Jino are going inside the C-rank dungeon and looking at both of them. Everyone else is shocked. They were standing in the end bar, thinking that how can they alone clear the C-colored dozen? How can they defeat the boss? She doesn't even look powerful. And then after some time, Jinwoo and Jino return from there. They come, and the rest of Antar, seeing all these things, feels as if Jinwoo and Jino have taken back up again, and those who are hunters are on standby when they see that the gap is closed. After seeing this, they get shocked because it means that they have defeated the C-rank boss, and then Jino tells everyone to quickly move their hands because we have to clear 3 zones today. And then the scene changes. We see the staff of White Tiger Gill, who gets the information that there is a person who has purchased the gate of C ran for 250 million rupees. Purchased the gate of C-ran for 250 million rupees, and after hearing this, that person gets shocked. And when that staff hears the name of the person who did this work, then he understands that he is the son of the chairman of Eugene Construction, and he is using his company's funds and fulfilling his desire. And that is why he is called Mr. He remembers Woo's words, that a few months ago Mr. Woo had told him that there is a person who could survive even in the double dozen incident, and his name is Jinwoo. And from this he clearly understands one thing, that something is wrong. And then he tells all his workers, I want information about Jinwoo and Jino as soon as possible. So guys, this is where episode 10 of season 1 of Solo Leveling ends. So if you liked the video, then like the video, subscribe, and also share this video with your friends. See you in the next video.